What's up, everyone? I am Jamie with Three Little Goats Homestead, and today we are in my office because, well, it is like 100 degrees quite literally outside right now, and so it is way too hot to do any projects. So today I needed to restock some stuff for the market, so I figured I'd go ahead and show you how I make one of my more popular products, especially around this time of year, and that is our itch balm. So it is a beef tallow base. You don't have to use beef tallow. You can use any other type of kind of harder butter. If you're not going to use beef tallow, I would recommend like a shea butter, something along that line. Even maybe a coconut butter, or not coconut, but cocoa butter. I would not add too much coconut oil because if you live in a hot climate like mine, it'll melt and it'll just leave a big old mess, and you don't want that. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, y'all. So the first thing we're going to have to do is I'm going to have to actually strain out my infused oils. For this recipe, I use plantain, which has been infusing in some castor oil. I do what is called a double infusion, which means I infuse my oils with my plantain and then I strain out all of the plantain that was in there, and then I add more fresh, well, it's still dried, but I add fresh plantain to the oils to let it infuse again. And I do that with all of my oils. So I've got my plantain here, and I have yarrow. My yarrow actually has been sitting in castor and olive oil, and so we're going to get these strained out because we don't want any gross bits in our final product. And to do that, I have a fancy little tool that I'm going to be using because I don't like using things like cheesecloth when it comes to this stuff because it's messy. So the way this works is it actually sits on top of a mason jar, and I'm going to go ahead and put it on my scale as well. That way I can do both things at once. So I'm going to tar out my scale. It's not going to be completely accurate because we are still going to have our solids in here, which is fine, but it'll just give me an idea of how much I have. Alright. And then I'm going to go ahead and add in my yarrow as well, which doesn't have quite as much solids pouring out. And later this week I will probably just filter everything out, but for now we're just going to get this part done. So I can sit here and let this kind of drain on its own, or I can use the follower on it. And I can kind of just press everything through, which is what I prefer to do. And then I have nice clean oil that I can use for all of my balms and salves. And to wash this, because we have a septic system, I try not to put too much oil down our drains. So I actually will spray this out with the hose and then take it inside to clean it. But I've got my oil ready, so I'm going to get everything else ready and bring you back in. Alright, so I have all of my beeswax measured out in here, and I'm going to add in my beef tallow, which is basically the base of my itch sticks. And then I need another spoon because you know your girls never come prepared. So we're going to get this off here. And then I'm going to measure out my oil that we're using. So I'm going to get my scale back out, and I'm going to measure out everything I need. Now I'm just using a modified version of my calendula balm recipe. I've just traded out some of the oils there for what I'm using for this one. And I'm obviously making a larger batch than what I have on the website. So I'm going to get this all melted down and I'll bring you guys back in a minute. All right, so everything has been completely melted. I am going to be using essential oils in this, so I want to make sure it's not too hot because I don't want to burn off the essential oils. But before we even put those in, we still have a few more additives to put in. So we're going to be putting in activated charcoal, and this is going to help draw out any bee, like if you get a bee sting, the plantain and the activated charcoal will really help to pull out any of that venom. So we're going to put in a healthy amount of that, and we're also going to put in our calamine clay, which is quickly becoming one of my favorite ingredients for the summer. Because if you didn't know, here in Arkansas, we grow ticks and rocks really well. So I use a lot of this stuff on a daily basis for our family. Well, me at least, because it seems like Jesse and the boy never seem to get bit. Ticks crawl on them, never bite them. Me, they bite me, move a few inches, bite me again. So yeah, I use this quite a bit. So we're just going to get this mixed in really well so we don't have any lumps or clumps of the activated charcoal. And that'll give it a little bit of time to cool down as well so we can add in our essential oils. Alright, so I've already got my essential oils pre-mixed. I reuse all of my old fragrance and essential oil bottles so I can use them to mix my own custom blends. So I'm going to add that in. And then I have a blog post going over what essential oils are really good for itching and bug bites, which I will link it down below. And we're going to get ready to pour this. I don't like to pour it when it's too hot either. That way I don't get any weird tops on them. So these are actually deodorant sticks, but I use them for this as well. I find they're just a lot easier to apply. You don't have to stick your finger in a jar and kind of just rub it on your bite and go about your day. And then I'm going to use the rest. I'm just going to do a little lip balm ones off camera. And when these are hard, I'll bring you guys back. Alright, so I may have overdid it a little bit. I thought I had more of these containers. I thought I ordered more. I should have opened the box before I did all of my measurements, because I did not in fact order more of the 2.5 ounce containers. I ordered some of the 0.75 containers and the 0.5 containers, which is fine. These are great to keep in your purse for on the go. So this one will actually be mine, so whenever I get a bug bite or a tick bite, I can just rub it on there and then kind of just rub it in, and it's going to help with the itching, the stinging of bee bites, and just overall help it heal a little bit quicker, because your girl gets tick bites a lot. So I keep one of these in the house and I keep one of these in my purse. So that is what I've got for you guys, so I'll see you in the outro. Alright y'all, so that is what I have got for you guys today. If you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. We put out new videos every single week, and if you have any questions about this project or any of the other projects you have seen, or if you want to see something specific, leave it down in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!